All right, so today I'm going to teach you guys how to meal prep for the day. So there's two ways you can meal prep. You can meal prep either in the morning for the day, or you can meal prep in the morning or like whenever for the next 3, 5 to a week. Just for today, I'm just going to be meal prepping for the day. Okay, so just for now, I've already defrosted my meats. So I got my lean ground beef, I got my chicken thighs, I also got my rice ready, 3 cups of rice. I got my potatoes for my second source of carbs right here. I'm going to be making fries with this. I got another source of protein. I put in a bag. This is going to be some sockeye salmon. And I got some bread, some oats and chocolate chips, some whey protein, and then for snacks, I'm gonna be adding a different bunch of stuff, but this is what I got so far. Okay, and the first thing I'm gonna be doing is I'm just gonna quickly cook this rice up because you can cook everything else while the rice is cooking up, so I'm gonna cook this rice up really quick. So when meal prepping, you wanna start off by cooking what takes the longest. So right now, what I'm meal prepping is I'm gonna be meal prepping this rice first. So while the rice is gonna be cooking in the rice cooker, then I'll have time to chop up the potatoes. After I chop up the potatoes and put them in the air fryer, I'll have time to cook my meats. And then obviously like this takes like pretty quick to prep. Okay, so I just put the rice in the rice cooker. The next thing I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be meal prepping my potatoes. That's fire. So right now what I'm doing is I'm cutting these up into fries because all the time, people eat potatoes just like a normal potato, either mashed or boiled or whatever. But I want to cook up some fries. So now I'm just gonna cut it into fries. Put these bad boys in there. That's chills right there. Now we're just gonna try to get that starch off it by just running it under some cold water for about like a couple minutes. Okay, so while the fries are just kind of marinating in the hot water, the next thing we're gonna do is we can get started on cooking our meats. Preheat the pan, drop it down in there. So when cooking ground beef, my favorite seasoning to use is this one right here. All-time best. Taco seasoning is the best for ground beef. Put as much seasoning as you like, but obviously not too much. Okay, so yeah, while this is kind of just sizzling on the pan, what you could use now, you could prep your oatmeal. If you want with oatmeal, you can either mix it up with some like whey protein. I like to mix it up with some chocolate chips. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I have about like 1 to 2 scoops of this a day. You can have 2 scoops in a drink, or you can have like 1 scoop with your oatmeal. But for today, we're gonna use some chocolate chips because it's fire. The rice cooking up. We've got the ground beef sizzling. And for our next meal, we got the oats. When meal prepping, this is where it's essential that you have to have a food scale. So basically what this is the on and off, and then the measurements, the unit. So right now we got grams, there's also pounds, ounces, and like etc. So we're just gonna stick with grams for now. We're gonna go with grams because at the back of the nutritional facts, it's measured in grams. And that's same with the oatmeal. At the back of the nutritional facts is measured in grams. So that's what we're gonna measure in. So you put a container there, you press the on button to reset it. It says about 1 serving is 40 grams. We'll go with 2 servings. Yeah, and then a little bit more. Yeah, boom, perfect. And that's the same thing when we're measuring the chocolate chips. So 1 serving is 15 grams. We're gonna go with 2 servings, so 30 grams. So we're gonna reset it, press the on button to fully reset it back to 0. And then we pour it in, about 30 grams. Boom, perfect. And then we track it on the app. So this is another meal down. We'll save that for later. Okay, so now we track it on the app. Already, this is my breakfast for the day. We're just gonna track those oats. So just quick oats, just like that. We had about 80 grams. Just like that, boom. Then we had the chocolate chip. This was the exact name of it. 30 grams of that, perfect. Put that under lunch. So the ground beef is ready. The rice is also ready. The next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna finish up our potatoes. Okay, so for our potatoes, what we gotta do now is we're just gonna dry it off. That's a lot. It doesn't have to be super dry, just a little bit. Just pat it down, that's all. and we put it back in. Now we're gonna add some seasoning. First thing we're gonna do, add some olive oil, about 1 tablespoon. Mix that thing up. Okay. Now we're gonna add some seasoning. The only seasoning I use is salt. Not too much, you don't wanna go overkill, just a little bit. Mix it up. Now we put it in the air fryer. Just chuck it all up in the air fryer. Just like that, that's solid. Put it back in. So the temperature you're gonna want is about 350, and then time you're gonna wanna shoot for 25 minutes. That's it. Okay, so in the meantime, while that's cooking, we can just prep our protein powder. This is gonna be for a post-workout shake. We're just gonna put 2 scoops. That's what I do, 2 scoops. This is for directly after the workout. That's it, done, boom. We track some of the whey protein. So this is the whey protein. It's already pre-saved because I've already done it before. 2 scoops. Okay, so while that's being cooked up, we can set up our next meal. Okay, so we got our food scale here. Again, reset it. We're gonna start off with the rice. So that's about, okay, 144. Let's go with like 200. All right, 215, we're gonna take a little bit off. There we go, 200. Perfect. So we got 200 grams. We're gonna track that on the app. Now we reset it. We put in the lean ground beef. Same exact thing. And then we track it on the app, just like that, easy. So for ground beef, you can track it in grams, ounces, doesn't matter. I track my meat in ounces, but it really doesn't matter. You can track it in grams too. Boom. All right, 7.34 ounces. Same thing, we tracked it on the app. Next meal, done. That's it, simple. Just like that. Then we're gonna track the rice. 1 gram, it was 200 grams. Perfect. 200 grams. Then we had some lean ground beef. That was about 7.34, so around here. Doesn't have to be perfectly on the dot. That's pretty dang close. So that's what we got so far. We got 922 calories left. This is just my calories and macros for the day. Obviously yours is gonna be completely different, but this is how I track it. This is my breakfast. So far, this is my lunch. Okay, so we're nearly 100% meal prep for the day, and it hasn't even been an hour. It's been 35 minutes. The next thing we could jump onto is then we can start cooking up our chicken thighs. Putting very little oil on it, not too much. Okay, so now we got our chicken thighs. Perfect. 5 ounces of chicken thighs. Okay, so we're gonna set aside our chicken thighs for now. Potatoes are halfway finished. So this is what they look like for now. We're gonna put them in here. We're gonna put in about half a teaspoon of olive oil, a little bit of salt. Mix it up. Put it back in. So this time we're gonna do 400 temperature, 400 degrees, and at about 23 minutes. Okay, so while the potatoes are cooking up right now, I'm gonna do a little bit of work on my laptop, but in the meantime, I'm gonna have one meal. Okay, 0 ounces. Now we track it. About 3.1 ounces. Doesn't need to be anything crazy, 3.1 ounces. We got some rice going, bring it over. And then we got 110 grams of rice. That's what that meal looks like right there. Gonna have that while doing a little bit of work on my laptop. While I'm eating this and doing some work on my laptop, the potatoes are cooking in the air fryer. Once that's all done, the meal prep is gonna be done. And then let's add a cup of milk to this. So for the cup of milk, it's the exact same thing. If you track it on the app, 1 cup of milk, or on the back of the nutrition facts, it says 1 cup is 250 milliliters. So if you want to track that, it's the exact same thing. Milliliters, just track it like that. But with me, I just do 1 cup and that's it. So this is about a cup. Then we need more milk. We got meal number 2 right here. I'm gonna eat this, do a little bit of work. While I'm eating this and doing work, air fryer's cooking up. So now we're gonna add the chicken thighs. So we got the 1 meal, which is 5 ounces, then 3 ounces. And then we're gonna add rice. It's about 110. Go down just like that, 110 for rice. And then we had 2% milk. 1 cup, boom, done. That's what's looking. We got 426 calories left. Here's how my macros are looking. Macros are looking very good. Here's what the fries are looking like. Looking real good. Sheesh. 124 grams of potato. It's just potato. It's just cut into fries. Looks like fries, tastes like fries. It's just potato. Optimal, healthy. Then we track the potatoes. All good to go. These are my calories for the day so far. Okay, so I have about 300 calories left. I'm just gonna fill that in with some oats. It can literally be whatever, but me right now, I'm gonna go work out. So I'm gonna have a really quick high carb pre-workout meal. I'm gonna get some oats, about 2 scoops of this. So since we have 300 left, we're gonna go about 2 servings of this. So 150, we're gonna go around 1.5, 2 servings around. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna go 70 ounces. And then the rest, we'll just add some chocolate chip. Perfect, done. Pre-workout meal right there, optimal. And then we track it on the app. And then the chocolate chip, 15. So, boom, done. Let's check out the macros. Beautiful. Macros are on point to a T. And here's our meal prep for the day. Perfectly structured, hit the calories and macros to a T, and it only took about 1 hour to do. And that is how you meal prep. Very straightforward. You got your 2 meals, snacks, had my breakfast, tracked it on the app. It's macro and calorie friendly. Very simple, very straightforward. There's no need to overcomplicate anything. If you don't have 1 hour to meal prep your meals, just maybe instead of like potatoes, you can do rice, 2 servings of rice, or you don't need to air fry the potatoes. You don't need to chop it up. Or if you don't have these meats, you can just substitute it with, for example, sockeye salmon instead of the carbs, bread, stuff like that. Very easy, very simple. It shouldn't take you any longer than an hour. But yeah, that is exactly how you meal prep for the day. And if you want to meal prep for the week, all you got to do is just double the servings. That's it. So whatever I made here, just double the servings. That rice is going to last me about 4 days. The chicken's going to last me till tomorrow. Yeah, very straightforward, very simple, very easy.